Again, it will be like a man going on a journey, who called his servants and entrusted his world to them. To one he gave 5 bags of gold, to another 2 bags, and to another 1 bag, each according to his ability. Then he went on his journey. The man who had received 5 bags of gold went at once and put his money to work and gained 5 bags more. So also the one with 2 bags of gold gained 2 more. But the man who had received 1 bag went off, dug a hole in the ground, and hid his master's money. After a long time, the master of those servants returned and settled accounts with them. The man who had received 5 gold brought the other 5. Master, he said, you entrusted me with 5 bags of gold. See, I have gained 5 more. His master replied, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. The man with 2 bags of gold also came. Master, he said, you entrusted me with 2 bags of gold. See, I have gained 2 more. His master replied, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. Then the man who had received 1 bag of gold, Master, he said, I knew that you are a hard man, harvesting where you have not sown and gathering where you have not scattered seed. So I was afraid and went out and hid your gold in the ground. See, here is what belongs to you. His master replied, you wicked, lazy servant. You knew that I harvest where I have not sown and gather where I have not scattered seed. Well done, you should have put my money on deposit with the bankers, so that when I returned, I would have received it back with interest. So take the bag of gold from him and give it to the one who has 10 bags. For whoever has will be given more, and they will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from them. And throw that worthless servant outside into the darkness, where they will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Greeting, guys, it is me here with a message of the kingdom of heaven. Guys, this one is too long. I'm not used to quoting so much, but guys, I look at this parable by Jesus, and guys, it's powerful. It's powerful. Guys, lately I have been speaking, I've actually been thinking about daddy, guys. I've been burdened. Guys, in fact, I'm just a burdened child. Guys, I'm just a burdened child because, guys, I sit and I think about daddy, and, I go back to just how much pain, he's gone through. Guys, you sit, guys, and you look at the cross. You think about daddy watching Jesus there, on the cross, pinned, going through his hands and feet, and the pain he was also having as a father. Because see, guys, when you're a parent and your child is feeling pain, you feel it more. While your child might feel it physically, you are feeling it emotionally. So daddy was feeling emotional pain for Jesus, because daddy loves Jesus. Jesus has never sinned. Do you understand? And at the same time, guys, daddy is also happy. So daddy, guys, has these mixed emotions when Jesus is on the cross, because it's like, my son is feeling so much pain because of pins going through his hands and feet, but at the same time, I'm getting back my children. You know what I mean? So daddy had mixed emotions. So with me, I always think about daddy, and guys, I feel pain for him, so I think about him a lot, so I'm always burdened because I'm thinking about that man, guys. Daddy, guys, has been a good father to me. Guys, a perfect father, so when I call him daddy, guys, I become satisfied. You know what I mean? Because you see, guys, I was explaining once to my nephew, the difference between a father and a daddy. Because a father is one who donates sperm, but a daddy is one who takes care. But a father can be a daddy as well. And I was explaining that a mommy is different from mom, but a mommy can be a mom as well, because a mom is one who incubates, but a mom can also be a mom as well, meaning take care. You understand? So with daddy, guys, not only did he just bring back the blood and got us back to himself after Satan had sold us. After Adam had sold us to Satan and we died spiritually as if like we were created by Satan. But he also, after that, took care. Guys, with me, daddy has always been active in my life since the age of 14. And I sit and I'm like, daddy, you are a righteous father. You are a perfect father, because you've been taking care of me. You've been active in my life. Not only did you bring back the blood and you brought us back to yourself, and you said, oh, well, I brought him back to myself. Oh, okay. let me just leave them be. You understand? No, he didn't. But he has been active. Guys, is someone who's been shouting at me, someone who's been rebuking me, someone who's been telling me, don't do this, don't do this. And when you're a kid, the parent shouting, you're like, I'm tired of him. He's always shouting. But when you are old, you sit and you're like, oh, hey, daddy loves me so much, because you sit and you're like, oh, you've been doing this because you love me. You don't want this thing to happen. So when he tells me, he says, I love you, my daughter. I want you to come to my kingdom when you leave that place. So I sit and I'm like, Daddy, you are such a perfect father, an active father. Not only are you a father, but you are a daddy to me. So when I call him daddy, guys, not only is because he explained things to me and said, listen, I'm not just a God to you, but I'm your father, but I sit and I'm like, not only are you a father, but you are a daddy, because you've been active. You took care of me. You know what I mean? So it's things like that. So I love that man. I'm always thinking about him. And I feel sad when I think about him, because I know that, guys, there are still sheep of him who are here. Guys, he still has his sheep among wolves who don't understand the truth. And guys, I should make sure that his sheep hear the right word. You understand? Because see, guys, if my Lord will say, Nini, get out from the church, because their teachings are not in line with my word, you won't enter my kingdom. Guys, those people, the way they love me, I sit and I'm like, thank you so much, Daddy, because while I was angry when you got me out of churches, I did not understand. Now I sit and I'm like, now I do. The teachings are so different. People are opening cults telling us to pray to Mary, erecting statues. People are opening cults, carrying your word, telling us to love riches, things of the world, once saved, saved forever. That is not in line with your word. People are opening cults, calling it a church, telling us that there is no hell, yet carrying the Bible, yet claiming to be your witnesses. You understand? People are opening cults, calling it church, telling us that you are still writing more books, speaking to different prophets, finishing the Bible. Yet you told John that no one should omit it. Anything, it's done, it's finished. People are opening cults, calling it churches, and telling us that you work together with ancestors. Yet you read the word, you say, do not consult medium, do not invoke the spirit of the dead. And you say, I spoke to the Israelites through the prophets, now I speak through Jesus, only meaning through the word, through the New Testament. You understand? So guys, when he got me out of churches, guys, I was so mad, I was so angry. But now I sit and I'm like, you are such a good father, because you've been there for me, making sure that I don't listen to lies, but I stick to your word. You understand? So it's things like that. So I sit and I'm like, I'm going to make sure that your sheep also hears your word. That's why I often say that if you don't want his word, switch off. I'm not looking for followers, guys. I'm not. You understand? I'm actually looking for sheep, people who will follow Jesus, people who will stick to his word, because he told me, Nini, never lie about my word. Do you understand? That's why he got me out of churches, because he said, never lie about my word. Do you know what I mean? So I'm here for the sheep. So I quoted here on purpose, because you see, guys, Jesus is saying that, listen, I'm coming back, because he is the king who left. He is the man who went on a long journey and and gave gift to people, gave this bag of gold, meaning talent, meaning work for the sheep to go and do his work. And he says that to the one I gave 5, they came back with 5 more. And I gave according to their ability. To the 2, they came back, meaning that I am the one who's giving you this work. And I need you to make sure that you give it back to me. You understand? Because it is my work. I am the one who is giving it to you. You understand? He says each according to his ability. You understand? And he entrusted he entrusted, meaning that he wants us to do exactly what he expects. You see, guys, with Jesus, guys, he comes down here and he does exactly, and he says, whatever my father told you, I'm telling you. Even though they were killing him, even though they were hating him, even though they were throwing stones at him, he never wavered. Why? Because he says, my father entrusted this work to me, so I'm going to give him back what he wanted. So he leaves, guys, he leaves that to us as well. You understand? And he says, Father, I dedicate myself to you so that they too will be truly dedicated to you. So he's going home and he's leaving this work to us. You know, guys, Jesus, when he comes here, he says that my father has given me the greatest. He says that I've got sheep, you know, others are of this sheep pen, but they are not here, so I must bring them too. He was speaking about you. If you are a sheep, he was speaking about me. You know, he says that I will also have to get back those sheep as well from among Gentiles, because his sheep were not only among Israel, but among Gentiles as well. So he wanted them back. He says, I'm willing to die for them, and I'm going to die for them. You understand? And he did it for us, even though they were stoning, guys, him, even though they were persecuting him, even though they were saying negative things to him, he never wavered. He never changed a word. You understand? So he expect that from you. You know, guys, what I mean? I hate what pastors are doing, because when they open churches and preach their own things, they are actually looking for followers. And guess what? Jesus is losing. In other words, they are messing up what Jesus came to do. Guys, I hate that. I hate that. You know what I mean? So when he got me out of churches, and guys, I sit, you know, I was speaking in one of the podcasts, speaking about the fact that my Lord told me, he said, Nini, never lie about my word. And I said, guys, that I'm not a freedom fighter. You understand? You might hate the message. You might hate to stick to Jesus' word. Maybe you want church's beliefs. Switch off. Go there. I'm not looking for any followers. That's what this podcast is all about, guys. That's what this show is all about. I did not advertise it. Why? I'm not looking for any followers, because I'm speaking to the sheep, people who want his work, his word, exactly as is. That's why, guys, I even tell you, don't even listen to me. Correct even me with the word, with the New Testament. If anything in the old is contradicting the new, you take the new. Why? Because we are spiritually alive with the blood of Jesus. They were spiritually dead with the blood of animals. And with a new covenant comes new teachings. You understand? That's why Jesus brought these teachings. So you take the new. You correct me as well. I'm not looking for any followers. I did not advertise this. You know, guys, sometimes directors, they approach me and they tell me that I should advertise this show. And I'm like, I'm not doing that, because they don't understand why I published it. You understand? I'm trying to reach to the sheep. People, you see, guys, there's something you need to understand. What pastors did not realize is that they open churches and preach their own things because they fear people and try to get followers. They are forgetting that Jesus also recruits people personally. There are people who are like me, whom Jesus recruits personally, people whom Jesus deals with personally. And with those people, Jesus will command that you stick to the word, because only his teachings will lend us to where he is. Guys, Jesus told me, if you take these teachings, dream big, you won't enter my kingdom. You understand? So if I follow the church beliefs, if I go and kiss statues now and pray to Mary, if I say there is no hell, if I say that there are more books, God is still writing to finish the word, I'm not going to enter his kingdom, because I will take those teachings. Guys, if I worship ancestors and Jesus, I'm not going to enter his kingdom. Guys, if I run after riches and things, after all these blessings and once saved, save forever, I'm not going to enter his kingdom. He told me, said, you're not going to. Get out of there. You understand? And it's because, guys, Jesus, there are people he recruits personally, and pastors did not consider people like that. Pastors did not consider that Jesus, guys, he did it with Matthew, he did it with Paul, he did it with John, he did it with Peter, he did it with James, he still does it to this day. You understand? Pastors did not consider that Jesus will work in the back stage. Pastors, guys, did not consider people like me, people whom Jesus will recruit directly and say, stick to my word. And now I am preaching to those people. Now, guys, I'm dealing with those people. Guys, let me stop here and finish in the